drifting home, a sea between childhood and goodbye. The sound of summer hums through the air, cicadas, sunlight, and the faint promise of rain. For Kosuke Kumagaya and Natsume Tonai, that sound once meant laughter and long afternoons spent together at the hometown housing complex, a worn-down apartment block that was their whole world. They grew up there as neighbors and best friends. Every cracked wall and creaking stair held their adventures. Watching over them was Kosuke's grandfather, Yasutsugu, who treated Natsume like his own granddaughter. Those were simple, happy days, full of warmth, mischief, and small promises of forever. But forever didn't last. Yasutsugu passed away. Families moved out. The old complex was condemned and left to decay. The place that had once been alive with voices now stood empty, waiting to be torn down. And somewhere in that silence, Kosuke and Natsume drifted apart. Neither could say when it happened. Maybe after the funeral, maybe when she moved away. But the bond that once felt unbreakable had turned into something painful and unspoken. One last visit. Months later, on a hot day during summer break, Kosuke and his friends sneak into the abandoned complex one last time. It's quiet, dusty, full of echoes from a past they barely remember. He walks through the halls, pretending it's just nostalgia, but every corner feels like a wound reopening. Then he finds Natsume. She's still here. She's been living in the building secretly, clinging to it as the last piece of her old life. To her, this place isn't just concrete and walls. It's where her heart still belongs. Their reunion is awkward. Years of silence hang heavy between them. When Kosuke tells her to move on, she snaps back, saying he's the one who left first. They argue until the tension breaks, and with it, the sky opens. Rain begins to pour. The floor trembles beneath them, and suddenly, everything changes. The world at sea. The building shakes violently. The sound of thunder fades into silence. When they look outside, the city is gone. The entire apartment complex is floating, surrounded by endless ocean. Along with Kosuke and Natsume are their friends Taishi, Reina, Yuzuru, and a pale-haired boy named Noppo, who seems strangely calm despite the impossible situation. At first, panic takes over. They search for land, scream for help, but the sea stretches on forever. Eventually, exhaustion wins. They take shelter, scavenging drinks from vending machines, rationing food, and waiting for answers that never come. When morning arrives, the water glistens under the sun, and the building drifts peacefully across it. Quiet, surreal, like a dream they can't wake from. The boy and the building. Over time, Noppo begins to reveal the truth. He isn't an ordinary boy. He's the spirit of the apartment complex itself, a being born from the memories and emotions of everyone who ever lived there. When people left, their laughter and love didn't disappear. It stayed within the walls. Over time, that energy took form and became him. Now that the building is abandoned, it's been drawn into a mysterious sea where forgotten things go to rest. And because Natsume still held onto it so strongly, she and the others were brought along. It's not a curse. It's a farewell. But for them to go home, they have to face what's holding them back. The sea of memories. The children begin to explore. Drifting through the ocean, they pass other remnants of the world. Old playgrounds, streetlights, and bits of forgotten towns floating aimlessly. Each one feels like a piece of memory left behind by someone who couldn't let go. As they drift, old feelings surface. Kosuke remembers the summers with his grandfather, watching the rain from the balcony. Natsume remembers laughter echoing through the halls. But every memory is bittersweet because it reminds them of what they've lost. Eventually, Natsume tells Kosuke the truth she carried for years. She blames herself for his grandfather's death. That day, she'd wanted to stay longer, but he sent her home because of the rain. He passed away later that night. Ever since, she's believed it was her fault. Kosuke finally understands why she clings to this place. Her grief is not stubbornness, it's guilt. He admits that he'd blamed her too, not because he hated her, but because he didn't know how to deal with losing someone he loved. The words break through the silence between them, and for the first time in years, they truly see each other again. The storm. Just when peace begins to settle, a violent storm hits. The sea turns black, waves pound against the walls, and the building groans as if alive. In the chaos, Natsume falls overboard trying to save Noppo, who's beginning to fade. Without hesitation, Kosuke dives after her. Under the roaring waves, they see flashes of memory. Yasutsugu's gentle smile, the laughter of children, the glow of the building's lights in the evening. Kosuke reaches for her, shouting through the storm that she's not alone anymore. They resurface together, gasping for breath, clinging to each other as the rain softens around them. The storm passes. The sea turns still once more. But Noppo's time has come. Letting go. The building is breaking apart, pieces drifting away into the horizon. Noppo thanks them for giving the old complex a proper farewell, for remembering it one last time. Natsume doesn't want him to disappear. She begs him to stay, but he smiles, saying he's happy. The memories will live on as long as they are remembered. Light begins to fill the air, gentle and golden. The children close their eyes. When they awaken, they are lying on a familiar shore. The sky is bright, the city skyline untouched. The building and the sea are gone. They've returned home. What remains? No one can explain what happened. To everyone else, it's just another summer day. But for Kosuke and Natsume, the world feels changed. They visit the place where the complex once stood. It's an empty lot now, but standing there, they can almost hear the faint echo of laughter. The air smells faintly of rain. Natsume looks out toward the horizon. "It's really gone," she says softly. Kosuke shakes his head. "No," he replies. "It's still with us." They smile, not the awkward smile of strangers, but the quiet one of old friends who've found their way back. As they walk away together, the sound of cicadas fills the air again, blending with the whisper of waves far away. The summer continues, but something inside them has healed. The meaning of drifting. Drifting home isn't about adventure or survival. It is about memory, about how hard it is to say goodbye to the places and people who made us who we are. The drifting building represents childhood itself, fragile, full of beauty and destined to fade. The ocean stands for memory and time, carrying away everything we try to hold on to. Through their journey, Kosuke and Natsume learn that moving on doesn't mean forgetting. It means carrying those memories in your heart without being trapped by them. The home they lost is gone, but its warmth remains in every step forward. As the film closes, the sky glows with sunset. Somewhere far beneath the waves, the old apartment rests quietly, surrounded by faint light, a home that once drifted through memory, now at peace. And above the water, two friends walk together again toward tomorrow.